Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and in today's video we're going to show you how to install a backup camera on this 2008 Honda CRV. In this install we're going to show you how to integrate this backup camera to an existing aftermarket radio. Let's get started. Alright, so the backup camera we've decided to go with is this license plate mountable camera. Essentially within this kit comes with actually two sets of video cables just in case you need to run a longer length of wire. It comes with an extra set. It comes with a power harness for the camera. Camera needs power and ground. Now there's multiple ways you can get power to the camera, either by powering it just off the power of the reverse light, or you can run this to accessory. You just have to extend the wires to something that is on when the vehicle is on. You have a bag of mounts, and then finally you have the camera itself. Now this camera, essentially, it's pretty straightforward. Mounts back behind the license plate. Red harness is your power, so you'll plug that right on in there. And this is your video wire. So from the camera itself, the video output goes through this wire all the way up to the video input of your radio. Now you probably notice this red wire that's hanging off. It's in parallel just with your video wire. It's in addition. It doesn't impact the video whatsoever. Essentially here, this could be either a trigger wire or you can use this to power your camera. We're just going to use this as our trigger wire, and we're going to hook our camera up to just the power and ground of our reverse light. If you want more information on just different configurations of backup camera wiring, check the link in the description. We'll have a great video down there where it walks you through step by step of different wiring methods that may be best for your vehicle application. So at this point of time, let's go ahead and head to the car and start getting our camera mounted. Okay, so what we've done here is we drilled a 5/8 hole, put a grommet in that seals up and over the wire, and that goes right to this mounting location. So with this all done, we can reassemble this panel here, put our license plate back on, and continue running the wire from inside. This is where our wire comes in through that nice grommet that we added. Zip tied it along. This is where we made our connections. Power harness, video harness. And we ran those down. Now our video harness, remember, has that little red pigtail that comes off. That could be a trigger wire. You can use that in so many different ways. What we are going to use it for today is both the trigger wire for the radio as well as a power wire. So we just teed it in parallel with our power plug of our camera. So not only is the camera going to get power, but it's also going to be the trigger. So we got that soldered in, so we just need to tape that on up there. And then we got our power harness. We ran it all the way down, and it comes out here. Now our power harness was just a bit too short, so we added more parallel wire to it, soldered onto that, and we fished it through this little channel, which is used a hanger to fish it. And now we need to go through this rubber grommet into the body, and then it'll come out just up underneath this panel. We got to run this down. Now we got to tap into the reverse light for power and ground for the camera, and additionally the trigger wire for the radio. So we got to pull this light off. Essentially there is a cover here and a cover here that exposes a screw. Remove those screws, and then the rest of the light is just held on with clips. so we can pop it free to get access to that. Now we'll have to fish it back behind this panel, but that's okay. I mean, we can spend our time and show you how to do that. All right, so with this grommet, we need to start running our wire through. We got it all out here, but it needs to go through this into the car so we don't have wires just hanging out. So what we've done is got a metal hanger here, and we're gonna lube this up with soap and water, but we're gonna basically pull this in straight on through into the outside of this, and then we'll feed it into the car. This is probably the hardest part of the install, but take your time and make sure you really lube it up with soap and water, and it should slip on through as you pull the wire through. All right, so we fit it on through. We pull this down just temporarily here. There's just a little hole that we pull that through. Came down here. Came down, we just popped this down so we can show you. And then down here, there's a vent that we popped out to give us access to run the wire down here from the side panel here. Now our power and ground will go left to the reverse light, and then our video wire with the built-in remote trigger wire, we're gonna feed it down, and then we're gonna work our way forward to the radio cavity. So we pop this on out and put a little slit through our grommet so it doesn't pinch, and ran our power wire through to the light. All right, so we soldered onto these wires here. The very bottom light is our reverse light. Positive is the green, negative is the black. So we hooked our camera power wire positive to the green, camera power wire negative to the black. And remember, our trigger wire is also teed in to our red wire further up the chain. So that's going to provide both the trigger and power for the camera. All right, so our video wire, we actually fed it back in, pulled it back out here, ran it down, there it is right here. And then we popped this up, held on with clips and one 10mm bolt, went up underneath, we tucked it up underneath this panel, worked our way forward. So we rolled the seat forward and continued to tuck along just the plastic edge, tucked our wire all the way down, continued to tuck. This is where we have come up. Now it looks like our wire may be just a hair short, so we will go ahead and add the extension that was provided by the kit. We'll go underneath the dash, up into the stereo cavity. All right, so we finished running our wire up underneath, and we'll pull it into the dash cavity. All right, so we got our video wire and our trigger wire for our backup camera all in here. Now we didn't show you how we pulled the factory or aftermarket radio out because we already have a video on the channel that walks you through step by step on how to do so. So if you want to see that install in action, check the link in the description as well as the card up above, where we'll walk you through step by step on that radio installation. So with the radio on out, this end needs to plug into the camera input on the back of the radio, and our red wire that came off our video wire, that's going to go to our reverse trigger wire on our radio harness or radio itself, which happens to be purple white. Remember, this end all the way it's connected into our camera's power harness, the red and black on the power harness, and that in turn is connected to the reverse light power and ground. So whenever that reverse light is on, it's going to put 12 volts to the camera and also our trigger wire, and it's going to automatically cycle over our camera to the reverse mode. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making our connections. We went ahead and got everything reassembled here. Everything's all back together, nice and clean. Got the tail light back in. All our screws are back in. It's looking great. All right, so we got the radio wall back in. Let's do a test of the backup camera here. Perfect. It's looking actually really, really nice. Pull it back out of reverse. Perfect. Well, that's about it for this install. Like I said, we have the radio install video here on the channel, so check that on out. Walks you through step by step. Be sure to hit the like button if you like what you saw, and don't forget to subscribe. We post great content on the channel all the time. And we'll see you in the next video.